What's up, everybody? I hope you're all having a good night. Make sure that you slap that like button. Make sure to hit it. And here we go, y'all. What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the Trailer Park Live right here on the 2nd Street Marvel, where we're coming at you live every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, in case this is your first time here, what I typically do is I go over some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, and then I get in and talk about some of the, the current events, things that, a few topics I want to talk about, the things that have happened throughout the week, and what a busy week it has been. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here, and if you are new, like I said, please make sure you're subscribed and click that little bell and all that good stuff that YouTube tells me to tell you to do to help out the algorithm, to help you push my channel, to help me grow. And you being here is one thing that definitely helps me grow. Thank you all so much for being here. It has been one obnoxiously busy and crazy week for me, but starting no different than we do every other week, we're going to go ahead and get right into some of the comic books. First off, we got X-Men issue number 1. Now, this is a continuation of the House of X and Powers of X series that was recently concluded last week, written by Jonathan Hickman. So brilliantly written. And, here's the thing. Is it brilliantly written? Yes, it is. And it certainly makes a lot of other titles and things out there that we read seem like, why can't everything be this quality? You know what I mean? And, it's not the best, but it's certainly a lot better than a lot of things out there that I've read, especially coming out of the big two. And I mostly read Marvel, so I can't speak a whole lot for DC, but I know they have their problems as well. Again, this X-Men issue was written by Jonathan Hickman. The art in here is done by Lionel Francis Yu, who has been doing the art on the Captain America series, and I really like the art. There is, and okay, I'll get into this. There's also Jerry Allen Guillen, who is the inker. The color artist is Sonny Go, and it's lettered by VC's Clayton Cowles. And altogether, I gotta tell you, this book is really good. I like the art in the book. I like the story going on in the book. The colors, it's colored really well. There are a few things in this book that I didn't necessarily like right here, for some reason, this is the second page. The first page is here in the book. You can see the first page, and the second page in here, we can see, you see some of that art in there. And some of the art in here, for some reason on this page, I just didn't like the art so much on that page. It just seemed a little different than it is throughout the rest of the book. But then it jumps right into the action as we see the X-Men kind of continuing on down a path that we know they're already going down anyway. Because in case you read the House of X and Powers of X, we see the X-Men is continuing on basically where they were in Moira's last life and kind of building upon that, hopefully to a better end. In case you didn't catch House of X and Powers of X, you might want to go back and read those. But you could still jump into this and somewhat, be into it still. But this picks up kind of right where that ended. We know that they're basically living in a reality where hopefully things are changed and they're going to have a different future than they have had in the previous outcomes of Moira's previous 10 lives. Is it 10? Are we on life number 10 here? I'm pretty sure we are. But other than that, like I said, the art in here is great. The coloring is really good. There's some really hilarious stuff in here with Magneto as they go on this mission. They come back, the mission that we find them on at the very beginning of the book. They come back from this mission, and Magneto just has he's just acting really funny. And it's kind of cool to see, something that's, Cyclops even makes mention of it in here. It's something that's been coming for a long time. He says, and it's in this panel that I actually want to talk about, because this is the only part in the art that I really have to gripe about, where he's sitting here talking about Magneto, and he says, we see Cyclops say, he's waited a long time for this. We all have. But for some reason, just this panel right here with Cyclops right there, I don't like that piece of art. He just looks silly. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's just me. What do you guys think? Where throughout the rest of the book, we see he looks just fine. Just in that particular scene, maybe it's the way it's colored. Maybe it's the way it's drawn. I don't know. Something about it just looks funny to me. Other than that, really great book. We can see, and like I said, we can see the future here is a little bit differently than what we were getting out of the House of X and Powers of X series, though they are still following the same kind of timeline. We can see that Moira has gone back, and not really back, she's been basically reincarnated, if you will, into, and we can see the future is already different as the Orcus Forge that's orbiting the sun is still under construction. We see things are already different than they were during the House of X and Powers of X series. Again, X-Men issue number 1, very great book. I think it's something you guys should definitely get out there and read. Especially, it's a number 1 issue. It's basically launching the X-Men off into the future of the Marvel universe, and I can't wait to see that. The next one I have, the next couple I want to talk about here are from Boom Studios. These books have been absolutely great, and I'm not sure if you guys have ever read a book from Boom Studios before. I've only read a couple of titles, and I've got to tell you, I like the quality of the books. Something about the covers, the paper they're printing on, something here. I just like, they seem like really nice quality books. But the first one I want to talk about is Once and Future, issue number 3 on Boom Studios. I absolutely love this series. You can see there, you flip it over, it says, "The King is Undead." This book is so good. It's written by Kieran Gillen. The art is done by Dan Mora. And Tamara Bonnevillain has been doing the colors. And I've got to tell you, Tamara Bonnevillain's doing a great job doing the coloring on here. I'll give Ed Dukeshire his due as well. He's been doing the letters. Been doing a great job here. Tamara Bonnevillain, I love the colors in this book. It's really good. And now, I first got exposed to her through Marvel, through the Fearless series that's been going on there. I think there's 1 issue left of those, and hurry up and come out so I can hurry up and review it and get it over with. I still got to do some reviews over a couple of those issues anyway. But Tamara Bonnevillain's been doing a great job coloring this book, and you can see some of it there on this cover. Good stuff. And the art by Dan Mora is absolutely beautiful as well. Altogether, I mean, this series has been really good. They're going back. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek series. I mean, not really tongue-in-cheek. I mean, it's some serious stuff going on, but Grandma here, God, what's his name? Dylan? I want to say it's Dylan, but it's Duncan. Duncan's grandmother here, she's absolutely hilarious. She got a lot of one-liners in here, but she's still kind of serious and tough and everything for her age. Really great stuff. And here we see there are some bad guys that are going to resurrect King Arthur. Absolutely great series. Again, I'm telling you, I mean, look at that art. Just look at that art. Absolutely beautiful. And the colors on this stuff is just, I can't even explain it. This book is really beautiful. You guys should be reading Once and Future. I believe, I could be wrong, I believe this is only a limited series. They're on issue number 3, probably a couple more. If it is a limited series, only a couple more issues to come out. Again, it's been a great series, guys. I'm not sure if you guys, let me know down in the comments below if you guys have been keeping up with that. It's been really great. Now, the next one, again, is on Boom Studios, and this is isn't one I picked up this week. I picked it up last week, but issue number 2 released this week, but that's Something is Killing the Children. Now, this book is written by James Tynion IV. Let's see who else. God, I'm not really for sure who else is here working on this book, but James Tynion IV is doing the writing here. Oh man, where are we at? Where's it at? At the back of the book? Okay. It's illustrated by Werther Dell'Edera. It's colored by Miguel Muerto, and lettered by And World Design. Again, I'll show you some of those names because I'm sure I butchered some of those. But again, you guys can see, and it looks like it's really shiny there just on my picture, but it's not really that bad. Again, this book, like I said, it released last month. This is the 4th printing of this one, so we know, that kind of lets you know when you got a 4th printing already in less than a month, this book is pretty popular, and it's, I can see why. I finally got through this issue number 1. Really good book. Really it introduces us to a few of the main characters here and kind of what's going on. I mean, it gives us a little taste. It doesn't quite let us know everything. We meet just this kid who ends up in this unfortunate situation, and as it looks like he's having a sleepover at his house. His friends are kind of, they're just having a good time doing sleepover kind of things, and then all his friends end up mysteriously dead, like murdered, like completely like maimed, like crazy crazy stuff happen to his friends. And, naturally he's being framed, or people are looking at him as highly suspect because, his friends were at his house and it happened. And he's the only one left alive. And then we see that there is, actually this character here on the front who is a character who is actually coming in to help kind of figure out exactly what's going on here, because there's more at play than just some kid explaining his nightmares and his dreams and friends dying. Just some crazy stuff going on here. The story was really well written. The art in here, it's probably not for everybody. I do like it, and even the coloring as well. It all serves the purpose of the story really well, and you can see how the colors, see how it's kind of gloomy, kind of dark. I mean, the art, at times it seems like it's highly detailed, and at other times it doesn't seem too detailed. It's really just really great art. And again, this is to me, it just kind of serves the purpose of the story and what's going on in the story. Absolutely great book. I can't wait to read issue number 2, which I did pick up, and I'm going to be doing a review on those very soon. And my reviews for X-Men and Once and Future are already posted. You should go check those out. I posted those on Wednesday morning. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about here is one I still have to review. Now, my local comic book shop, Bases Cards and Comics, right here in Lancaster, California, went ahead and lent me this book. This is on Image Comics. That's marked issue number 1. And I got to tell you, I really did like this issue. It was pretty good. Now, this isn't on my pull list or anything. Like I said, my local comic book shop is so awesome and lent me this to borrow and read and do a review on. Now, this book is the story is by David Hine and Brian Haberlin. The art is done by Brian Haberlin. The colors are by Jared Van Dyke. The letters are by Francis Takanaga. The lead developer is David Pence, and production is done by Diana Sanson and Hannah Wall. And I'll go ahead and show you just inside there, just in case I butchered any of those names. You guys can see those. Again, this book I thought was pretty good. I'm not for sure if it's something that I myself would keep pulling, but I'll show you some of the art going on in here. There's a little bit of the art, the coloring. I thought the art in this book was really good. I thought it was pretty decent. Can't complain about the art. The coloring in it was really good. Altogether, a really good book. There's just some things going on here now. What we can see, what they're dealing with here, is there's this girl. We get introduced. There's kind of a crazy beginning. Like the beginning of the story, the first few pages are something that actually happens later in the story. We start here, we go back and get the backstory, and then we get into the rest of the story, which is kind of where this book leaves off, kind of where it begins. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just letting you know. But it was really good. We see that there's this young lady who I don't know. She's kind of she answers this ad. She meets, I believe, just one of her friends at this, like restaurant, and she's a young girl, but she's sitting there. I meet your friend there, and she answers this ad. Those little things that you see, in like the comic books, or you used to get them in the mail or whatnot. What do you see in this art thing, and draw it. So she answers this ad, and she ends up drawing something and responding to this ad. And this agency ends up calling her in. So she goes to this place, in this, it looks like it's probably like there in New York or something, and goes to this building to say like, hey, I sent in this art, and they're like, oh, hey, like you're the only one we've ever got something like this. Normally people don't respond or this and that. They're like, you're the first one since like, in a long time that's answered one of these, and basically like correctly or something. It just kind of a weird setup. So what happens is she goes into this house, and it turns out that they know magic. They've got tattoos that help them run their magic and different things like that. So she goes in there, meets a few characters, goes into this little home and kind of gets taken in. It doesn't seem like it's a home. I don't know. It seems like it's a school/home kind of. I don't know. It's really weird. But altogether, it was really good. She goes in and meets with these people and kind of learns a little bit about magic and her magic powers. And like I said, they kind of get imbued with these avatars, like these tattoos on their back. And then there's this other girl there who has it's not necessarily magic she's using, but she's using like a different form of it, like artificial magic. Something she kind of made up. And so she ends up doing this with this other young lady that has these powers, who's the main character in this story. and it doesn't exactly go right. You know, some things happen wrong. There's a big explosion. She kind of destroys some stuff, and the girl who is doing this false magic, or just like this hijacked kind of magic, she ends up getting in trouble and kind of just ends up getting exiled by this group of people just for being irresponsible and things like that. And we can see that there's, you know, she ends up meeting a friend, somebody who's been trying to be her friend for a while, and she goes out and they end up meeting with some people who look like they're assumedly bad guys, and kind of after the magic that these people and against the magic that these people are practicing in this like home or whatnot. Altogether, I thought it was really good. I'm not sure if you're into like magic, witchcraft kind of stuff. I thought this book was really excellently written. Mostly female characters in this book. So you know, there's a couple of male characters that we meet in this book as well, but it's mostly like a female-led book. Not too bad, pretty well written. I gotta say, honestly, I can't complain. And again, that is on Image Comics, one I think you guys might want to check out. And again, I'll be doing a more in-depth review on this. Now, the next one I wanted to save for last here. This one is one that I picked up issue number 1, and I still got to do a review for that. And I'm going to include it with this issue number 2, and that's Chastity issue number 2 on Dynamite Comics. Now, this book is being written by Lee Williams. The art is by Daniel Main. It's colored by Brian Valenza. It's lettered by Carlos M. Mangual and edited by Matt Edelson. And I'm going to go ahead and show you those names there, just in case I butchered any of those. And I've got to say, guys, like, the first issue of this series, it didn't really do it for me. Again, I kind of really got into it because this particular writer, that's Lee Williams, not really a particular fan of her writing. Okay? In case you guys have seen that on this channel enough. I gotta tell you, like, this book right here, it was actually pretty good. I can't really complain about this. And look at that cover. That cover almost looks like a photo. I mean, this cover looks really nice. Altogether, this issue number 2 was actually... Is it crazy that this issue number 2 is better than issue number 1? I don't know. It seems a little odd to me. But basically what's going on in this story is Chastity is basically, she's a go-go dancer by trade. Basically, that's her job. And she's a vampire by night. She's kind of basically like Blade. She's like a female version of Blade. And that's a little bit cheesy, you know. I mean, she's got her powers. She can walk around during the day. Her powers get even stronger at night. But in the first book, we seen that she was on a subway, ended up stopping some vampires, some bad guys from attacking some people. And then she goes off to this, basically in this interview that she had for this talent agency to get this role. She goes there, and there's a whole bunch of girls there, and they are being held in this hot room after they had just been roofied. And they were trying to, basically, what happens is they end up getting stuck in human trafficking ring, and that's where issue number 2 picks up. We see that she wakes up while she's on this boat, and they're being taken somewhere by these people who were, you know, abducted them, and you know, she breaks free, breaks a few other people free, gets a whole, you know, like there's a whole shipload of them, and they're out in the middle of the sea now, and that's kind of where it really leaves off, as they're kind of escaping and just escaping this boat and everything, and helping everybody get free. There are some weird things that happen in this, but just some little things with writing I thought were a little bit off. I'll explain that in my full-on review. But altogether, I gotta say, like, this issue number 2, I'm quite surprised. I actually like this issue. It's pretty good, and good job, Lee Williams. Good job. You finally did something that, like, I'm not reading it going, no, man, come on. And you know what? That's something I've been looking forward to out of this writer for quite a little while. I've read several of her books and just haven't really liked them. And finally, I got one that I liked. Again, good job, Lee Williams, on this Chastity issue number 2. But that's all I've got for my comic books today. There's a whole lot of things that happened in news this week. We see that Kevin Feige got promoted to CCO of Marvel. We see that Paul Dano is going to be playing the Riddler in this new Matt Reeves Batman series. Whole lot of casting things been going on. We're going to go ahead and talk about some of those. I had a very, very busy week. I am so dead tired. You guys probably can't tell right now. But yeah, it's been a long week. Ended up going to LA Comic Con last Saturday. I went and seen 3 from Hell on Monday. I went and seen the Soska sisters and met them, and seen their new movie Rabid, which is a remake of a 1977 David Cronenberg flick. Was really good. And then Wednesday, I was really busy with my business and stuff. Dude, it was absolutely crazy day. And then yesterday, I went and seen the double feature of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. And I gotta tell you guys, I talked about that this morning on the morning movie chat. I thought it was really good. But yeah, we've got a lot of things that we're gonna talk about, folks. So let's get right into them. Oh, yeah, guys, how y'all doing tonight, man? Oh, man, have you guys been paying attention to the TVs? Yeah, man, oh, man, all over the TVs, there's footballs and stuff going on right now. You see my Yago Bears, man, they're out there just hooting, do a good time, man. I'm telling y'all, man, it's been an actually crazy week, man. Me and my boys been doing a whole bunch. Got out and seen a couple movies this weekend, and, guys, it's been a really good week, man. And it's good to see y'all, man. It seems like it's been a while, so in case you can't tell, we're gonna have a few reviews getting ready to come out here pretty soon to tell you guys about. We're gonna go ahead and have a good old time, over the weekend here and get some videos pumped out for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. So, anyway, thank you all for being at this is, the primetime show on every single Friday night. And this is where you want to be at, man. There's no other stream to be on but this one right here. This is the only one where you're going to get murder live in the flesh. Yeah, that's right, I said it. You ain't going to get me over there live in the flesh somewhere else on a Friday night. This is the premiere shows where you need to be at. So we can be talking about stuff. You know what? Because who likes talking about stuff more than me, man? You know what I'm saying? And you know what? When we talk about stuff here on this channel, we talk about stuff. You go to the other channels, they don't even talk about stuff. They're just talking. Not even talking about stuff, man. And who wants to listen to that? Huh? Who wants to listen to people talking about talking the whole time? They ain't even talking about stuff. We at least talk about stuff over here on this channel. Shit. Yeah. Hashtag jitter chat. Where's my homie Snow Dub at? I'm just kidding, y'all. Alright, man. Now, I see we got a whole bunch of people over here in the live chats, man. I seen we've had Lonely Banter, man. He's been here for a while. I seen Christy in here earlier. We got Curtis YZ, Nathan McGame, Lord Callis. Oh, man. Oh, hell, Lord Callis and 19K Fox in the Senate. Oh, man. It's just nice that y'all will come in here and hang out. We got some Darth Wacko, man. I know I see that guy all the time, man. I see that dude over there on the tweeters, man. That dude's a pretty cool dude, man. He's all right. He's all right. Ooh, we got Aggressive, really relaxing, man. That's one solid dude, too, man. You guys should go over there and check out his videos that he does over there. He does some pretty funny ones. And it kind of looks a little bit like, oh, man, there. Does that sound a little bit better? You guys hear me a little bit better now? I don't know, man. I don't know how I work all this stuff, man. That's not what I do. I just bring you guys the news, man. You know what? I'm just here to have a good time. That's all I'm here to do. Y'all make sure that you hit the like button, man. Smash that like button. Yeah, that's it. I see them all saying there in their chats, man. Yeah, smash it. Yeah, I hope y'all having a very good time. Man, I'm telling you guys, man, it's been a great week. Like I said, we made it to, we did make it down to that movie down there in Hollywood, and we see them Oscar sisters. In case you can't see the main host over here, man, he got some pictures with them, man. He really liked that. He really liked that because, while he was there meeting those young ladies, they signed some of his favorite comic books. Look. Yeah. Yeah, the Oscar sisters. They signed that. Look, right here. This one right here, it says, Darling Trinity, once you go black. Oh, Black Widow. Got it? Yeah, I know, man. I can't believe she wrote that. The other one right here says, Beloved Trinity, welcome to her web. And she's talking about the web of Black Widow. Yeah, man, that's right. They went ahead and they signed right there. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Got a couple signatures on this other one on issue number 2. And that one's just like that one's a cool cover anyway. You know what? I'm not going to tell nobody else this, but I know I seen that same cover right there in my local comic shops. We seen it. I seen that one over there in the $50 or in the half price bin. So I'm gonna go over there and pick that up for him and maybe see about giving it gifts. So then he has one, and then he still has a floppy, and he got one signed too, man. Yeah, it'd be a pretty nice gift for me to him, wouldn't it? Yeah, that Trinity guy, man. I don't know what's going on with that dude. That dude's crazy, man. He's like, remember, he kind of remind me like that. Who's that guy back in the day? You know what I'm talking about? Did all the little dancing and stuff. Oh man, Presley, yeah, Elvis Presley. Yeah, he kind of remind me of Elvis Presley. Like, you see that dude and you're like, I like that guy, man. I don't know what it is. Like, he's so full of shit, but I like that guy, man. That dude's fucking solid. Yeah, man, that's why I decided to come in here on Friday night because, you know what? Here on Friday night, this motherfucker gets to cuss. I don't get to cuss on my show. Them fucking cancel vultures got me, man. You guys see that shit? You guys see that shit the other week, man? On the Trailer Park News, that stuff got canceled. That's why it hasn't been around for so long. Y'all never heard nothing about it. Yeah, and cancel vultures out there, man. And fucking vultures out there. Ah, ah! I don't know what they're doing, man. God dang vultures. But yeah, there's that issue. But then oh man, I know he really likes this cover right there. He got that one signed right there. He got that one signed right there by his sisters too, man. And yeah, we was there. We met them, man. They was like really cool girls, man. There was some really cool chicks. We met a couple other people that was there. You know who else was there? You know who else was there? It was that Glenn Danzig, man. You remember that guy from the 90s? He sung that song? What was that song? Mother. Yeah, you know. Mother. Yeah. Tell your children not to look my way. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all remember that stuff? Come on, man. We was teenagers back then. I known this dude for a long time, this guy Trinity, man. Yeah, we was teenagers back then, man. And, yeah, man, this dude used to cruise down the street jamming that shit all the time, man. He had this little shitty fucking car, man. And it had, but you know what? He had a fucking nice 12-inch in there, man. So, right for Fosgate, man, that thing bumped. Man, it was pretty cool. And he had this little piece like there in the, you know what it is? Because I hear that in so many cars, you know, the license plate. He just took and put a piece of foam under there, man. Yeah, he just MacGyvered some shit together and put a little piece. Man, no vibratings whatsoever, man. No Dynamats or nothing. Yeah, man. Yeah, this dude's fucking crazy. You guys have no clue about this guy, huh? He never tells you about that kind of stuff, does he? Yeah, man. So yeah, man, that was a pretty crazy movie, man. We went down there and seen that movie down there at the Chinese theater. Can we say that on the show? That's not racist, is it? Call it the Chinese theater? Oh, man. I don't know, man. Hopefully it's all good. So, yeah, I got that stuff, man. That movie was really gory. If you're into horror movies, I think you might like this one. Now, it's called Rabid. It's a remake of an old 1970s David Cronenberg flick. And it's pretty gory, man. There was a few times where I was sitting there watching the movie. I'm sitting like, I don't know, man. Like, some of the stuff is pretty gory. This girl had this stuff, like this chunk taken out of her face, and they put some flubber on it. And like it healed back to nothing, man. She looked more beautiful than she did at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, man, she looked better. She took this stuff the doctor gave her. And, man, that's the thing, man. Them drugs, man, they drive people crazy. So, anyway, she somehow contracted rabies and went out there and started spreading it out there everywhere and stuff. People started going crazy and eating each other. And there was just times, like, it wasn't, like, scary, but there was some pretty crazy scenes in there. Like, you see this thing. They're there in the hospital, but it's not. It's like this like crazy gothic hospital, man, and like there's these nurses that are going. It was so freaky and crazy, but yeah, it's pretty bloody, pretty crazy. There's the doctor who saves this girl, made her not uglies anymore. Like he goes there to do his little procedure and everything, and his whole doctor suit and everything. It's all red. It's all red like he's a devil. He's all. Man, it was crazy. It was some crazy stuff, man. I thought it was a pretty good movie. So if you like them horror scary movies, you should go check that out. I think they said that's hitting the theaters on December 13th, middle of December, somewhere around there. You guys should go check it out if you're like into horror movies. Now it's not gonna be like a big nationwide release. It's just gonna be something a little smaller. So might go ahead and go check that out if you're into them horror type movies. It's pretty good. We also went and seen that. You also went and seen that 3 from Hell, that new zombie movie. Yeah. That was a good one too. I know it just came out on DVD too, and yeah, hell, we still went to see it at the movie theater. There's nothing like seeing some of these movies on the big screen. That's the way you're supposed to see a movie. I don't care how nice of a TV. You know, we got some nice TVs out there and stuff, man. But like seeing it there in the big atmosphere on the theater screen, man, it's just so cool. And this movie, man, 3 from Hell was fucking great, man. If you like House of a Thousand Corpses and that other one he did, you gotta watch this one too, man. Cause Otis is just badass, man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Bill Hader. Yeah, Bill Hader over there playing Otis in there. That was pretty crazy, man. Yeah, he's good in that one. Oh, don't argue with me. Don't argue with me about his name, man. I know who it is. You know who it is, man. God, we all know Bill Hader. Anyway, yeah, it was a good one. Then we saw that Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and I gotta tell you, you guys know, like there was like this movie, there was like a double feature of. I didn't know that, man. I had to get up and go to the restroom so many times during this movie. We went in there all soft, like we was all falling over each other, man. And anyway, but yeah, it's a double feature, and you know, it kind of reminded me. You know, it seems like it's been a while since I sat there and watched that Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. That movie's just funny. That movie's just so goddamn funny, man. I remember, you know, growing up watching that movie. You know, I mean, I was a young man. I was in my early 20s when that came out. But you know, that movie's just hilarious. That movie made me laugh. Because they talk about a whole lot of stuff in that movie, and it's like pretty still relevant, making fun of stuff today. And then this new one that they went ahead and redid, like they did a lot of the same stuff in it, but you know, it's called reboot, so it's like they just took it and just like rebooted it. So it's kind of like the same as like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, but it's a little bit different. It was like 25% different. Yeah, because that's something they gotta do when they do the reboots. You didn't know that, did you? Because this one was a reboot, but it was a remake, which they explain that in the movie. It's pretty funny stuff. You got to check it out, man. Now, and that one's not getting a big nationwide release neither, but that was a pretty good one. Y'all might want to check that out. All right, so yeah, let's see who all we got in here in the chats anyway. We got okay, we got Rosetta Allen, Tommy, Snowdub is here. I knew it. Yeah, Jenner check. All right, okay. Nathan McGame says, "What are we discussing?" Well, there at the beginnings, I was talking about some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, and got some of them. I got some reviews done on. Some of them I still got to shoot some reviews on. Oh shit! I just blew my fucking cover. Oh man. Oh yeah. Sorry, man. I was feeling a little bit parched there. All right. So yeah, I hope everybody's having a good time, man. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. What's everybody talking about here, man? All right. Trinity, you seem weird for a tight boy. Yeah, man. I do seem a little bit crazy. So, damn it! I blew my cover again. Oh man, who the hell am I joking, guys? I don't know. Some things must come to an end, I guess. How y'all doing tonight, man? Hope you're all having a good night. Yeah, man, dude, it's been an absolutely crazy week. You know, it's been a crazy week. Yeah, my sister came and stayed with the kids throughout the week, helped us out, or helped me out, I guess, with the kids, watching them, staying here with them and everything. While I went out and seen these movies, had a good time. It was an absolute great time. We went to Comic-Con as well. Went to Comic-Con on Saturday, and we met Dante while we were there. Brian O'Halloran. We also met. I can't remember her name. I know her first name is Marilyn because he was sitting there talking to her, but I can't remember her last name. But she was the girlfriend, basically his girlfriend in the first Clerks movie. She was the one that hosed everybody with the fire hose and everything. It was pretty cool. But yeah, we seen them, and then I also got this mystery box right here from Aftershock Comics, and dude, it's full of this thing's heavy. It's got a graded comic book in here. It's got some single issues. It's got a trade paperback. Got a whole bunch of comic books and stuff in there. I already shot a video. Showing all this stuff off, and different videos that I have to do and just get uploaded to the channel. It's just been so dang crazy. Just so busy. I've been so busy this week. I just haven't had time to. I haven't had time to shoot shit, to do shit, anything, man. But I did get those shot like last weekend. So that's how long they've been sitting around for, since last weekend. Man, it's already, you're gonna be getting old content, dude. Ugh, kill me. Okay, Lord Callis has been trying to support the live streams. I'm neglecting my own writing. Man, don't even worry about it, bro. Get your stuff taken care of. You're all good, bro. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Let's see. Thank you. Lord Cal says, "You are a fool, bro." Yeah, I know, man. I can't help it. Oh, man. Again, thank you all so much for being here. So how are you all doing tonight, man? How's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing good. Now, I suppose one thing I should definitely do before, I go a whole lot further is say thank you very much to Patreon supporters. Some people, sometimes people, send me a few bucks here and there. It's pretty cool. Some of them just like signed up under the Patreon, just doing $1 a month, and I don't know. I haven't really done a whole lot of exclusive content or anything over there yet, but I've got to kind of improve. Still trying to do stuff here at the channel. It's just been a busy week as well here, but that's just a week, not. Anyway, but yeah, you guys can go down there if you ever want to donate some dollars, $1, $5. It doesn't matter. It's all good. But you guys know I'm over here always flapping my gums talking about stuff anyway. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Um, so yeah, let's see. And probably gonna keep the stream a little bit short tonight. Like I said, I don't know. We're all getting about a half hour already here. 25% different reboot. Um, Tommy says, want to help Second Street? Yeah, yeah. Subscribe to Patreon. Fatal J, what's up? How you all doing tonight, man? Man, we got a lot of people here. How many people we got here on the stream right now? 14 people. Man, y'all are so awesome. Thank you guys for being here, man. So yeah, like I said, got out, seen all these movies, met a lot of people, and there was another person that was there at Comic Con that I didn't get to meet. He was in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. He was also in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It was a guy. He actually used to be married to Shannon Elizabeth, who played Justice in the movie and even Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He used to be married to her, but he played an A&D in the movie, and I mean, his hair's kind of like dreaded. He's got in the first one, he's got dark hair, and he's the one sitting there on set with when they're shooting when they're actually shooting the movie. But anyway, yeah, he was at the Comic Con too. It's funny because we were standing away from a little ways away from him. I looked, I was like, I think that's that dude from that movie, but wasn't gonna break out my phone and look up IMDb and be like, oh hey, and go act like I was some big fan or anything. Although it still would have been cool, but yeah, he was there. But yeah, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes ended up being there at the Comic Con as well, so that was pretty cool. Apparently, Ron Perlman was there. Like we didn't really go to the stage where everybody was talking and everything, but did just heard of some of the different people there. I was too busy walking around checking everything out. That place was pretty big and it was crowded. Man, was it crowded. Um, Darth Wacko says, "Where did you get that shirt? It's cool." I got that. I think I got that for Christmas from one of my friends, some years ago. Yeah, instant asshole. Just add beer. It's great too because it's all like almost in Chicago Bears colors, and like when I used to watch football as a Chicago Bears fan, so it kind of worked out perfectly. Christy says I shared the stream on Twitter. Well, thank you so much, very much. Appreciate that. Thomas Connolly, thank you so much for being here. Um, he said, Snowdev says, I'll donate my bottom biatch. That works, man. That works. My puppet needs love too. The Wendigo needs love too, man. All right. So, yeah, yeah. Nathan McGame says, I want to meet Dante. I'm not supposed to be here today. Yeah, man. Yeah, he was actually really cool. My wife when we went there, she actually wanted to meet him too. So we went ahead and got his signature, everything and everything. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Got a photo with him. It was there on the little reel that I showed at the very beginning here, and I can probably show that again here. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, dang it. See, and I clicked the wrong thing. I clicked the wrong thing at the wrong time, man. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, we got to meet him. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Yeah, he was pretty cool. The other one I'd like to meet is Jeff Anderson, who played Randall. I'd like to meet him too. He seems like he'd be a pretty cool guy too. Um, so yeah, yeah. So, and then the other person I met there, God, where'd I put the books at? Was Uh, they're buried under there under a stack of comic books. Was Preston Poulter from Pocket Jack's Comics. I've been following him on Twitter for a little while, and I just found his channel through Young Ripa. 59 had him there on his show a couple of times, and so I was like, oh hey, he had a couple comic book that he was doing. I went ahead and backed on Kickstarter. And then he just put up issue number 4 of White Lily on Kickstarter, and I actually got a copy of it there because he had some advanced copies there for the con. So I went ahead and got that. I may still end up I don't know. I may still end up back in the project anyway. Who knows? Because on some of them you can just put a cash donation in there or whatever. So, that'd be kind of cool. Um, let's see. Totally rocked that shirt. That's perfect. Yeah. That is a good one. That is a good one. I've got several good ones too. I got this other one that looks like Coke. It looks like Coca Cola. It looks like that, but it says "Enjoy Weed, California," and it looks like a Coke, shirt. It's because it's all red and everything. And I don't actually wear it that much because I do wear it occasionally, but not for very long or anything. Maybe like for a picture or something. But because I got it signed by like all the Cottonmouth Kings and yeah, who else? I think Judge D, Taxman, uh, yeah, pretty much all them dudes. I don't think I got Daddy X, but I also got Saint Dog and his brother Big Hoss. So yeah, it's all tagged up on the back of it. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, because they played here played the show one time. And yeah, like when you go to them Cottonmouth King shows, man, they're all hanging out in the crowd and everything with everybody anyway. So it's always a good time, man. Concerts are fun. Concerts are fun. So yeah, but yeah, I did get some comic books read. Had a like even though I had a busy week, I still did get some comic books read and bought some reviews. I've even got some shot that I still got to put out, man. Like I said, it's been a crazy busy week. But how you guys been, man? How y'all been? Some news out there. Obviously, we've seen that Kevin Feige was announced to be the CCO, the Chief Creative Officer over at Marvel. Over just basically over all of Marvel, pretty much over their publishing, over the movies, over. I want to say there was something else, just like Marvel Entertainment altogether. So that pretty much means like he's kind of the man in charge over pretty much everything Marvel. But you kind of made me wonder, like, what say so does he have over Spider-Man? Spider-Man now, then you know what I mean? Like, does that play any part? Even though Sony owns the character, like, does that play any part? Or because like, or is that just like only in like the comic books and things like that? Like they just own the movie rights and that. Like I don't know. I don't know. And that's something like none of us probably really know. You probably got to really know all the fine details of all that stuff. But anyway, I'm sure somebody's probably already made a story out there of something. But yeah, this is pretty crazy stuff. Now the thing is I'm not sure how much I like that. Kevin Feige's done good for the movies and everything. Obviously, he's a huge comic nerd as well. So that's all fine and dandy for that kinds of stuff. But obviously he can handle a lot. And something I talked about a few weeks ago on the show, here on the Trailer Park Live, I told you guys, and it was still the headline. You can go look it up. I said a while back. The Victoria Alonso will soon be in charge over there at Marvel Studios of doing this stuff, and this really only further solidifies that I'm right because he's taking on more responsibilities. He's going to have more stuff to do. So, in case if you guys don't already know, when you're in like when I was in corporate America, I was talking about a lot of this stuff the other week. When you're there, when you're in leadership roles, management roles, and things like that, you have to delegate duties and you have to get people that you completely trust and you can rely on to do them duties. You have your go-to people. And no matter what, you have to have them people. There's people out there who'll be like, oh, he shows them favoritism and all this stuff. And like, it's not that. It's just that I can count on this person to do work. If you want to do this work, you got to do this work. Like he has to come in and help you do your work. You can't get your work done and do this. He can do both, or she can do both. And that's sorry. And that's the thing is you've got to be able to do both of those things. And the thing is like when you're the person over that person, you've got to have people that you can rely on. And we can see that Victoria Alonso has been growing in her position more and more as time has gone on over there at Marvel Studios. As the same thing Kevin Feige has been, as we can see, he's been growing this very large universe that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 22 movies now? 22 movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's unprecedented. Nobody else has done this. What he's done already, nobody else has done. Nobody else has done it. And he's done it. You know what I mean? And now we see that he's getting ready to take on and produce a Star Wars movie. As far as we know, it's just like one film. That could be it. Who knows if he's going to be in charge of more over there. A lot of people talking about, even Den of Nerds is talking about maybe Kathleen Kennedy might be stepping back or getting promoted into a different role. And, maybe Kevin Feige comes in and does Star Wars and this, just proving he can handle all these different kinds of things. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That certainly makes sense. Trying to balance all these different kinds of things. He's got basically the chief creative officer over Marvel and everything, and then he's got the basically really taking on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And basically, when you're in that position, you have people that you have to go to. And I'm telling you, Victoria Alonso will soon be pretty much solely in charge of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I'm telling you guys, don't forget, you heard it here first. Don't forget. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. But altogether, I still don't know that this is all a completely good idea, because we got one guy kind of in control of all of it. You know what I mean? Like, of all of it. So we know that probably even more so we're going to get more characters in the comic books turning into their Marvel Cinematic Universe counterparts. Where I think that's absolutely wrong. I'm just saying we might. We might. I'm not saying we will. I'm saying we might. And I think that's not necessarily a good thing. They got to have the separate, just to keep the comic books separate from the movies. Now, the one thing I think they should do is maybe make comic books that actually tie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, they already do some. They've done like these prelude issues and everything. You guys, in case you guys weren't here in the early days of this channel, I talked a lot because I pulled a lot of theories from some of the stuff that I read in some of those prelude issues. Like if you go back and read the first Ant-Man movie, the prelude to that, there's information in there that's like, whoa, like what? We see that back in, I think it's I want to say probably in the 70s or so, that Hank Pym is no, is it in the 70s? I don't think it was in the 40s. But they show like little, like the little highlight reel that they show in the first Ant-Man movie, where they're talking about where they're there at Cross at there's still, I guess it's still Pym Industries at that time, or Pym Tech at that time. When you go there at the very beginning of the movie and he's showing that little reel about Ant-Man and everything and talking about he was a myth, and they're zooming in on the pictures, all that stuff was in a comic book. Okay? And there's some things that are in that comic book that, like we see where Hydra has this working this prototype of the brainwashing tech that they use on Bucky Barnes, and they're using it on somebody in the facility at the time. So just there's some things in some of them that are actually pretty crazy. I think in one of them there was I think it was in Captain America Civil War, the prelude for that. There was a little bit of information in there. In the Guardians of the Galaxy, there was one. There's just different information in some of these. So like, I would be big on that. I think that's something they should do instead of ever doing like they already did, because like the Guardians of the Galaxy in the comic books right now are pretty much what their MCU counterparts look like. They pretty much mirror the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where a lot of the characters before didn't necessarily look like that. So they got reimagined in the comic books through the movies. And I'm not sure that I like that idea so much neither. You know what I mean? Like, they should keep these worlds separate, if you ask me. I think that's just beneficial to them. And then, and just keep it down to I've talked about the saturated Spider-Man so much. How we've had so many Spider-Man series going on at the same time. It's died down a little bit, but that's just because they got an event going on right now in Absolute Carnage, and they just basically relaunched the X-Men and things like that. Well, no, they didn't relaunch them, just they kind of went through and did this new story, new tale, kind of, I don't know, refreshing the story of the mutants, I guess you could say. So I mean, they've just had some big things going on, so the Spider-Man has died down a little bit, but you know what's funny is I seen over in DC Comics. You can go to DC Comics and look how many. I think was it last week, maybe even the week before. How many series that are featuring Batman? Like, I mean, I was sitting there looking like, I'm like, man, like they might be doing it even worse than they are Spider-Man over there. But it just goes to prove, I mean, if you got a cash cow like that, what are you gonna do? You're gonna milk that cash cow for all it's worth, and that's what they're doing. Yeah, I did the milking movements. Yeah, I was milking. Oh, anyway, but yeah, that's and then that's the thing, hopefully they don't begin to intermingle them in that way. If anything, put out a series of books, maybe one little, like a little series. It's like 3 books or something like that goes on in between movies and TV and between the streaming service and stuff like that. That just kind of interconnects everything and doesn't, it just fills in the blanks. Maybe it's not always stuff that is super important, but maybe sometimes there's little things in there to get you to go read, to go to your comic shop and pick those up. So I mean, something like that would be cool, but still keep the comic universe itself separate from, because if the comic, I mean, at that point you're doing one of two things. You're probably just trying to make your comic books completely obsolete, because like, well, if I just watch the movie, what do I need the comic book for, right? You know what I mean? Plus, then, if they, and it's not like they have any shortage of ideas or of rich history and stuff to pull from the comic books, but it kind of makes it seem like, well, I think at some point the comic books and the movies just become like a regurgitation of each other, when actually you try to make the movies like, well, we pretty much did, and that would take, like I said, that would take a while. We did all the Spider-Man stories we can, but that'd be impossible because of how many series they've done. So never mind, man. Ah, what the hell do I know? What the hell do I know? So yeah, but yeah, altogether, Kevin Feige, man, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you think this one guy should be in control of all of this stuff? And I'm not saying that he's gonna be disappointing or disappoint us all or anything. I mean, he's Kevin Feige. I mean, has he really let us down yet? I mean, we've had a couple of shortcomings and stuff like that, sure. I mean, but out of 22 flicks, I mean, you could say like 3 of them weren't that great. Like, that's not too bad. You know what I mean? That's a pretty good batting average. And plus, each one of the movies total, like dollar wise, the way it averages out, they've each basically grossed $1 billion. So I mean, they've been successful. I mean, he's been hugely successful. But again, it still comes back to the fact that it should really come as no surprise. And like I said, guys, don't be surprised when Victoria Alonso is the one in charge of that. And maybe he's gonna, if he is gonna take this on, maybe he's gonna be in charge of the Star Wars universe for a little while and help build that up and do the same thing and bring somebody else into the picture to start running that stuff over there, much like he has Victoria Alonso over at Marvel Studios. So I mean, it's coming, guys. I mean, that's really what this news tells us. That's what that news tells us pretty much, is that he's gonna be she's gonna be in charge of it. We'll just put it that way. Um, yeah. Oh man. Uh, God, there was something else wanted to talk about too. God, I was talking about. Oh, okay. Dylan O'Connor says, "What's your thoughts on JJ and Henry's Spider-Man #2?" You know what? I haven't read it yet. I got it on my pull list, but I just have not had a chance to read it yet. Like I said, I've had a really busy week getting out and seeing a lot of these movies at the theater and things like that. But yeah, Dylan, I haven't got to read that yet. Haven't got to read it yet, but I'm gonna get some reading done here over the weekend. Get some videos shot here over the weekend, and I need to get some damn rest, man. That's what I need. I need some damn rest, dude. I am tired. This has been like one hell of a week, man. Like I said, I just, but that's what we live for. That's what we do. Everything that we do for. That's why you go. Well, you go to work. I mean, I guess I go to work, but I don't have like a boss or anything. It's different what I do. I mean, it's not really work. It's fun. I get out and see my local community and hang out with people. And when I go to someplace, and there's somebody having a bad day, or if I go someplace, there's like everybody's always happy to see me. That's the nice thing. Everywhere I go, where I used to work at, like it was so bad. Even people you like, you go to work and you go to see them, they're like, "What's up, man? Fuck you." Like they're just, they're you're just there on the grind with them. And it's like, man, shit, man, fuck everybody, fuck all these people. That's what it's like. You know what I mean? People just there, at that kind of place aren't there. They're not happy to see you. Where I go now, everybody's happy to see me. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking great. Yeah, because like I'm the nut guy. Yeah, see, look, the nut guy. Oh, look at those. That toffee toasted pecans. And things are great, dude. Yeah. So I go to a lot of places, and that's what I do, and it's really fun. But again, yeah, sorry, I haven't got a chance to read that book. But like I was saying in the reviews, like this book right here, if you guys haven't been reading this, this Something is Killing the Children. You guys got to go check this series out. These things, this book is pretty good. If you like horror books, and you know what's funny is, man, I've talked about this a lot here on the channel, and you guys can see I went and seen 2 horror movies this week. I'm not a big horror guy. I'm not. I'm not. But then I started reading some of these indie books and stuff like that, and some of the stories I'm reading and everything, and I'm like, ooh, these are pretty good. Like these are pretty good. Like the writing here is good. The art in them is good. I don't know. Just like it's all. I don't know. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know. Maybe there's just like a resurgence. I don't know. I don't know, because I've heard several people talking about that too. Like horror is kind of making a comeback, and maybe it is, or maybe I've just been missing out all this time. I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a handful of years ago there was this much great content out there. Because I've been noticing just more and more of it coming out, becoming kind of a bigger. I don't know, just becoming kind of a bigger thing. Just like the comic book movies have been. Just over time it just kind of got bigger. Because like comic book movies have always been around too. They've been around for a long time since most of us were children. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think they're. I don't know. Maybe they are making a comeback. Maybe people are starting to do it right again. And one thing I think it might be too is maybe maybe it's also partially the fact that what I see most of is like big budget horror films. Like ones with bigger budgets and stuff like that. Like one like Rob Zombie's one like he did with the Three from Hell. That movie like it's still not even. It's probably, and I don't know the production numbers or anything like that. Like LB's here, he's the numbers guy. He's the numbers guy. He could probably tell you that kind of stuff. But Rob Zombie's movie probably has a lot more money to play with than some of the other movies. But he still runs a tight schedule and all those kinds of things. He explained that in this movie and some of the bonus features when we went to see that at the theater. He's still pinching pennies to try to maximize every little bit that you can, and that's what you got to do. Um, but you can see like he's obviously probably has well at least with his past films have bigger distribution and stuff like that, and I guess that's the other thing is you're supporting smaller creators in a lot of these horror films because it doesn't seem like there's a bunch of like bigger budget horror films out there that get bigger distribution. Because when I was there, I got this program. I don't have it here handy with me from the Screamfest LA. That has information on all the movies that were being played at the festival. I'm like, man, there's a lot of people doing a lot of these movies, and I probably would never have heard of them if it wasn't for this book and being here at this movie tonight. So yeah, I don't know. And like I said, this one, Rabid, it was fucking great. It was great. It was great. I thought it was good. And again, like there wasn't any cheap punches. There wasn't any like jump scares. Just any cheap stuff like that. It wasn't like that. Like but like some of the stuff was pretty horrific and pretty gory. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, let's see. Thomas Connolly says sometimes movies get stalled something different. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean there by that. Sometimes movies get stalled something different. Uh, must have been a typo there. I don't know. Let's see. Dylan's comic book rant says, "Yo, if you haven't checked my channel, go check it out if you don't mind and sub up. I'm like only 3 away from 70. Yeah, go check out Dylan comic book rants. Go check out his channel. Go check him out. Not right now though. Not right now. Just save his link. Just save his link, man. Are we leaving this show? Tristan's movie channel says, I need to read that series. Oh, Something is Killing the Children? Dude, it's good. It's good. Um, yeah, it's pretty horrific, and yet we still don't see a whole lot. And like I said, I've been getting into more of the horror books here with a lot of the indies that I'm reading. Another one that I picked up this week. Let's see if I can find it here. It was the creature feature by Vault Comics. I've liked a lot of the work out of Vault Comics. I haven't read a bad book out of them yet, but yeah, bought this creature feature, and this one is honoring Francesco Francavilla. So he must be like one of an old issue that he had done something of, and it's an homage to it. So yeah, I've been liking a lot of those. Like one of them I did a review of this one the other day too. Is Bad Reception issue number 2 on Aftershock Comics. This book is pretty good too. These people are having like an off the grid wedding. So like there's no technology allowed. Like there's a guy there taking photos and everything, but it's not digital and all that stuff. He's there developing the pictures and everything while they're there. It's crazy. Like they took everybody's phones and locked them up in the safe. and there's a killer out there. There's a killer out there that's living off the grid as well in the woods. And I'm not sure. We're still not sure yet. Is it a beast? Is it a man? Pretty sure maybe it's a man beast. I don't know, but it's been a pretty good. Been a pretty good series, and they're having this off the grid wedding, and like people are starting to go crazy from not having their phones. It's called nomophobia, and yeah, bad reception has pretty been pretty good and pretty horrific as well. Another one that I can't wait to read. Oh man, God, what was the name of that one? It was on Vault Comics as well. Ah, man, I forget the name of it. It's not Resident. It's I don't know. I have to see. Let me see. It's probably right here. Oh yeah. The Plot. That's it. The Plot. That one is really good and horrific. That one was really good too. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting more and more into the horror stuff. I don't know. Yeah. Um, Curtis YZ says I can't argue with the pecans choice. Yeah, man. Yeah, those toffee toasted pecans, man. They're so damn good. They're so damn good. Some of my favorites. I can't even open up a bag of them things. Like people are like, I don't know how you don't eat all this stuff. I'm like, I just don't open the bag because I'll eat the whole bag in one setting, man. Yeah, no kidding right there. Lonely Banter says, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Unless you buy YouTube views and subscribers. uh, yeah, I could buy some. Where you buy them at, man? Nah, all they're gonna do is hurt your algorithms and stuff anyway, man. Only venture is I had to do that, I would be up a creek without a paddle. Yeah, man, no way paying for views and all that crap. Dylan's comic book rant says, Trinity, what was your favorite movie of the week that you saw in theaters this week? And yeah, make sure you check out and stuff. But don't leave the show. My favorite movie of the week that I saw, it had to be Rabid, just because I don't know, it was a great horror flick. And plus, I had such a good time. I got to meet the Soska sisters, got to meet a couple of the other stars of the movie. I mean, like that was great. That was fucking cool. You know what I mean? So I mean that just adds to the experience. But the movie itself was really well done too. Like one of these days, like the Soska sisters need to get a big budget movie. Like somebody needs to give them some money to make a bigger budget movie because I think they could do something. I think they could do some great things. I think they really could. And yeah, because I thought this movie was great. And you know, of course, you know, remaking a Cronenberg. A Cronenberg flick is gonna be hard anyway, man. Because that dude's made some fucking out there flicks, bro. And it was crazy because when I went back and read some of the movies that he's done, I'm like, holy shit! I think I've seen more David Cronenberg flicks than I realized. You know what I mean? And every single one that I had seen on the list that I knew I had seen, which I was when I was watching Rabid, and when it got to the end of it after it was over, I'm like, I'm wondering if when I was younger, if I seen the original version of this movie as well, because it seemed very similar. But and of course, this isn't like a shot for shot remake of what the original was, just you know basically like the same. But like I remembered like seeing a movie that was very much like it, which I guess would be typical or something like that. But I mean like a particular thing where like there's a city kind of pretty much quarantined from a rabies outbreak. I mean, I don't know, you know. But again, I think that was probably the best one I've seen this week. And overall, I mean, I do think it was the better out of the three. Now, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, not everybody's going to like it. If you're a Kevin Smith fan, you'll like it. But other than that, I mean, this movie isn't for everybody. So I think they did something smart in not spending a whole lot of money to go out and make this thing a big, huge nationwide release, like in marketing and all that stuff that it takes to do that some of these bigger budget movies to do. I think they were probably right in the way they're going about doing it and promoting it and everything. Because Kevin Smith, he's pretty well known. He got a big platform and everything. But this kind of movie, I don't know that it's going to draw in that kind of viewership to make up to be super profitable if they don't go out and do something I don't know unique to get people into the theater and watch it, and just the way they're doing everything and trying to save some money in those certain ways. But Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, it was okay. Certainly not Kevin Smith's best work. Certainly not. It had some parts in it, like, there was some parts I'm thinking like, yeah, they could have trimmed a little bit out of the scene, a little bit here, a little bit. I mean, and not major stuff neither, just parts here and there. But it's some of the stuff in the movie too, because it's called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, and they're making fun of Hollywood and the remakes and the reboots, and they joke a lot about that at the same time while they're doing a remake and a reboot, and a lot of the movie is really just like a remade version of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, but it's like rebooted. It's a joke. You have to see it in the movie. Like they're like the scene that they do. Remember when they go on Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, when they go to Holden McNeil's place and he tells them about the internet and moviepoopshoot.com? Poop shoot. Yeah. Anyway, they did a scene just like that in this movie with Brody. They go to Brody's, what is it, hidden stash or secret stash? Is it just like theirs? I can't remember, but he's got it there in the mall where they had where it's probably not like the exact same mall, but it's supposed to be like the mall where they did Mallrats at. I think that's where it's at. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong there. But they go to see Brody, and so they're there and he's talking to them and he gets on the internet with them and shows them some different things about it, like about the new Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie that's being made, because in the movie, where before there was Jason Biggs and James Vanderbeek, like in this one there's some other people getting ready to come in and be Blunt Man and Chronic to do a Jay and Silent Bob reboot. So it's like that, like the movie is a reboot about a reboot. I know, but that's some, and a lot of it has like that Kevin Smith, like some he managed to make some of the cheesy stuff good. It doesn't really get too heavy serious at all, like, because I'm not sure, and that was the one thing I was thinking, like, I'm like, this movie doesn't get too heavy in emotions. It just really, it's really for the Kevin Smith fan, because if you're invested in the universe, you'll like everything that goes on in this movie, because you know everything that they're talking about and everything they're kind of pulling off of. You understand that, where somebody that don't might not get some of the humor and some of the things that are going on to appreciate it. So it's really a lot like that. So like I said, the movie's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to like it, but I think they're doing a smart job in the way that they are promoting the film. But yeah, they're just like, yeah. So it was really funny. Like I said, it played a lot on the same things that they did in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So, and it's funny because they basically they talk about it in The Force Awakens. they talk about The Force Awakens and the original trilogy and stuff like that. They make a lot of funny jokes and references on there. And you know what? At the end, towards the end, in the end credits, for one, they had an homage to Stan Lee in the movie anyway, inside of Brody's. But also, at the end of the movie, there's like a little reel that with Stan Lee as well, which was really cool to see on there. But this movie, like I said, it didn't get like emotional, like emotional heaviness. It's just more of like a fun movie, just to have fun. Um, you wouldn't take this movie too seriously. It's just a fun. It's just, I don't know. It's fun in a different way. We're like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks, Mallrats, all those movies. They were funny, and they were fun at the same time. But like some of them are like, they kind of got their serious moments, stuff like this. This one was just like a little bit more fun with some a little bit more serious tones to it, and not anything overly serious. Because like if you've seen Clerks 2, let me know down in the comments below. But if you've seen, like, I don't know about you guys, but I've loved Kevin Smith's films ever since, they first started coming out, since the first Clerks film. And, like, Clerks 2, he really there's a certain maturity about it in his filmmaking in that movie, because, like, there are scenes in that movie where I kind of get emotionally invested. I find myself like, dang, man, like, he's really hitting home on some good points here. Case in point, the best example I can think of is once Dante and Randall get locked up and they're there in jail with Jay and Silent Bob, and after they get locked up for having the donkey show. That donkey show, man. But after they get in trouble for that, they're there in jail, and there's this whole scene with Dante and Randall, and like it gets. I mean, they're being best friends with each other. You know what I mean? And it's pretty emotionally heavy. Like I watched that scene, and I watched it not too long ago. I'm sitting there like, man, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm kind of getting a little emotional here because like the scene, even yeah, I even remember when it first came out, and every time I watch that damn movie, like it's very well emotionally played. Like it weighs on me. Like it makes me feel emotional. You know what I mean? Like I can really feel it in that movie. This movie has stuff that's like that, but it doesn't make you feel like that. You know, just has some kind of more, a little bit more serious moments, but not like overly emotionally heavy. Because this movie is altogether more just to have fun, to just be a fun movie as opposed to being like super serious or anything like that. While and the one thing I will say about Kevin Smith and his writing in this movie, it didn't seem like he was as and I hate to say it didn't seem like he was as harsh, you know, on Hollywood this time, you know, like with some of the jokes and things like that. And I don't want to. I don't. I want because I want to say edgy, but I wouldn't say edgy because I would never say he was ever like being edgy in any of his movies. But it almost seemed like he didn't want to like punch too hard, you know, like he was pulling his punches. I guess that's what it's like. Like he was pulling his punches towards Hollywood, where I think you know a decade ago he would have swung some of these jokes a lot harder and made them hit home a lot harder and been a little more harsh. Where I think he stepped back a little bit, and I think some of that could be too because you know like maybe he's finally gotten enough praise. He's made it big enough now, and he's not trying to burn any bridges. You know what I mean? Like he's like, hey man, like for some reason the film community and this nerd community, everybody, you know, like thinks I'm okay, and I might as well try not to piss anybody off and just be cool and just do what I've always kind of done, and that is love and appreciate things and not, you know, because we can see, you know, at times he's even critical about some certain things as well. You know, he's been critical about stuff, but he's never like overly on anything. He's never like being overly opinionated and everything like that. And at the same time, you don't ever feel that he's being not. He always feels genuine. You know what I mean? He doesn't ever feel like he's lying to you. You know, he just has a true appreciation for these things. I mean, he's a filmmaker for Christ's sakes. You know, and I mean, he's done so much, and like I said, he's well beloved by a whole lot of people, and he's done a lot of good things. So I mean, like, he's not gonna go out there and just be a dick. You know, I guess that's what it comes down to. He's not gonna be a dick about stuff. He's like, you know what, like it's cool. Like I'm here, I'm getting paid, getting offered some of these jobs, doing certain different things. Hey, you know, fuck it. You know, I'm not. There's no reason for me to be a dick anyway because you know, you can be a nice guy still and be okay. Okay, you don't always have to be a dick, right? So yeah, like I said, altogether, this movie is kind of that, you know, and there's a lot of funny things that happen in this movie as well. That yeah, just funny instances, funny moments, different things that happen, and like I said, lots of callbacks. And I was talking about this morning during the morning movie talk. There was this great scene. If you guys have ever seen Glenn Ross, you guys got to see this movie. It's an absolutely great movie that anybody should see. If you, especially if you work in sales. If you work in sales, because the movie's about some real estate agents who are trying to just trying to sell real estate, and you know, like this guy comes in and you know gives them like a motivational speech, and everybody's kind of got their own personal lives, things going on in their lives that kind of set up, you know, and play into what's going on in the plot of the whole movie. It's got Ed Harris, it's got Jack Lemmon, Al Pacino, Alec Baldwin, Kevin Spacey. Shit, who else? Who doesn't it have in it? Um, God, who else is in it? Oh man, why am I forgetting his name? Um, oh, dude, I can't remember. You guys, somebody's gonna beat me up for this in the chat. I know, because somebody else knows the other actor that I'm thinking of. This. Oh man, why did I forget his name? And he's looked the same forever. It seems like shit. Why did I forget his name? I almost want to IMDb that shit. Because I'll think about it soon enough. But yeah, the real estate agents and like Kevin Smith as Silent Bob replays this scene during a Ku Klux Klan meeting. Replays the scene that Alec Baldwin comes in and delivers in that movie Glenn Ross, and it's fucking hilarious. It, Oh, it's just it's hilarious, and the thing is, like, I don't think a whole lot of people probably saying Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, or they just weren't thinking about it or didn't understand it, where the quote came from. But because I swear, when I was there at the movie theater, I was the only one like fucking rolling laughing while this whole scene was happening. I like he started going off. I was like instantly as soon as he started talking, I just started busting up laughing because I knew exactly what he was doing, like the whole speech he was doing, and he changed it obviously, but it was great. It was great, great movie. Um, uh, okay, Dylan's comic book says, yeah. After I saw the trailer, that after I saw that trailer, I'm a huge horror fan. As I've mentioned to you, I'm super pumped for that, and I watched a few of their movies recently, and they're very good filmmakers. Yeah, yeah, they are. They're good. And like I said, I mean, they've been growing. You know, they've only done a few films. I mean, like what, like five, maybe six movies that they've done, and I think they've done like some TV shows and things like that as well. But uh, it's only been a handful. So I mean, being just a handful of movies in this movie, I would say like for anybody, I'm like, damn, like this movie is fucking great. You know, and that's the thing. Like five movies in, that's not a whole lot. You know, of things that they've got under their belt. So I mean, they're still growing as as film directors, as as creatives in the medium. You know, but they've still managed to do some big and great things already. You know, and that's the cool thing is you can tell like just from their writing style, like with the Black Widow comic book. Go read this comic book, man. I'm telling you, like, oh, where's it at here? Oh, what'd I do with it? Oh, I thought I had it right here. Maybe I don't have it right here. Oh yeah, right here it is. This comic book right here. No Restraints Play. This was written by them, dude. This book is fucking great. You know, and I've talked about it a million times here on the channel, but it's really good. Black Widow is going to hunt down and kill a bunch of fucking human traffickers and child molesters and shit like that. And who the fuck doesn't want that, right? Black Widow is the hero that we need. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, they're only five movies in, and their writing is great. I mean, you can go read this book, and you can tell they know how to write. They wrote a good female, not even superhero, a good great female hero here in this book, and it's about something real shit that goes on in our lives, and just the story, the situation, everything that happens here is great. And like I said, even the movies of theirs that I've seen, are fucking great, and but they're destined to go on and do bigger and better things. Like I said, somebody needs to give these ladies a budget to do a movie. And I even told them when I seen them there at the movie premiere, I was like, man, it's a damn shame that you guys can't be the ones directing the Black Widow movie. Like this is what we need. But I'm like, but Disney won't make that fucking movie. Even Jen said that. She goes, oh yeah, they're scared to make that fucking movie. Which is true. I think Disney would be scared to turn this book into a movie where Black Widow is going hunting down a bunch of human traffickers and child molesters and shit in Madripoor. Yeah, I think Disney would be scared to make that movie. It's too dark, just like Punisher. You know, I've talked about that here on the channel as well. Punisher, when are they gonna how are they gonna make that in the MCU? Like to me, they can't. Like Deadpool, I think Deadpool is completely possible to do in the MCU and do him, with their PG-13 stuff. I think it can be done, but like this book, no. A Black Widow, no. Then the Punisher, no, that shit can't be on Disney. They're not gonna have a superhero or an anti-hero out there shooting a bunch of people the fuck up, man. You know what I mean? Like that's just too violent and bloody. Punisher is for what it needs to be for the MCU to do that. If anything, if they put him in the MCU, he's going to be a bad guy. He's going to be a bad guy, or maybe not a bad guy, but maybe not a good, definitely not a good guy. You know what I mean? Like the Avengers are always going to be after him. So and so's after him. Everybody's going to be after him all the time. You know, but yeah, but and that's why I just don't think I don't think he's going to be in the MCU. I don't see how he can be. Like I said, it's too violent. for what they're trying to do over there. If people are already worried about Deadpool, yeah, he definitely can't be. And like I said, I think Deadpool can be done in the MCU PG-13. Like I said, go watch any Austin Powers movie. Any Austin Powers movie. Look, just some crude humor and clever edits. That's all he did there. Mike Myers, I mean, the movies were just, they were well orchestrated. They were almost like a different version of the movie Airplane. You know what I mean? Like a parody kind of movie like that with with some of that dry humor and some of that just kind of crude humor mixed in there. Just like a lot of things. Like it was really kind of like an homage to those almost, but like a modernized version. Those Austin Powers movies are. You know what I mean? Like, but you could do that. You could do Deadpool in that style, and those movies are PG-13. Pretty sure they're all PG-13 anyway. But go watch those. You know what I mean? Go watch Austin Powers. Tell me they're not funny movies. Tell me you couldn't replace everything in that movie with Deadpool. It works. It works. Yeah, I don't know. Plus, Bob Iger had said that they're going to keep Deadpool rated R anyway. So, yeah. Um, Tommy says, I can't have regular stuff, but I do have sugar-free toffee. Doesn't taste much different. Yeah. And I carry. God, what do I have? I don't know if I have any sugar-free toffee stuff, but you know what? I do have. Yeah, I do have a butter toffee. I just don't have any in stock right now. But I do got that, and even these or sugar-free chocolate-covered gummy bears. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um. Let's see. Darth Wacko says Hollywood needs to come up with new ideas and stop all the reboot crap. Yeah, and for me, like I feel I don't really mind. The only thing is if you're gonna remake something, don't try to do what the other movie did. I mean, you can't really recreate a lot of these things in the first place. And yeah, with the remakes and the reboots, just do them good. At least make them good and entertaining. You don't have to just have fun with it. That's the other thing too. Is just I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but you gotta have like it better be good if you're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like we can see like the Ghostbusters 2016, or Ghostbusters Answer the Call. That movie, like it's okay, but not for a Ghostbusters movie. For if it's just a regular comedy movie, like there were these female characters going out and doing this ghost thing, it'd be okay. Um, but I mean, you go and slap the name Ghostbusters on it, and dude, people are pissed. You know what I mean? People are, people are pissed because the movie it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good, and so yeah, something like that. Like they need to be smart about it if they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? And make sure and have somebody there like whoever is the producer and the executive producer. Don't let them be the same person as the director. Don't let the director be the producer or executive producer of when they do a reboot or remake or something like that, because then you just got somebody sitting there stroking themselves and stroking their own ego at the same time. Don't let that happen. You need somebody there that's in charge of things and can be like, okay, like, can we do this? Can we really do this and make it worthwhile? Like really examine the thing and be like, is it worth it? Now, however, I've also argued at times as well, and the best example I can ever think of, and I didn't even see the new one. That's Point Break. The old Keanu Reeves flick with Patrick Swayze and everything. Yeah, Gary Busey. It's a classic movie, right? And then they went and redid it, a handful of years ago, and I didn't see it, but a lot of people, mixed reviews out there. Most of them said it sucked, or some people were like, yeah, it's pretty good, you know. So I mean, it's really but again, all films are subjective, if you ask me. Like somebody will, there's like any given movie, everybody's going to have a range of opinions. Are some they might agree on, some they might disagree on, different things like that. I mean, that's first and foremost, one thing I've said for a long time is films are art. All films are art. I don't care what you say, I don't care what movie you try to pull out of the air and say, oh, this one isn't art, this isn't art, this isn't art. Movies are fucking, films are art. Okay, they are. There's different kinds of art. There's different variations of art. People scrutinize different kinds of art and look at art different ways. And fucking movies are art, okay? And anybody who wants to argue about that, we can do that shit. Just not tonight. But movies are fucking art, okay? Let's just get that out there. So it's going to be scrutinized by everybody differently. because everybody sees something differently. Everybody takes stuff from movies differently. Not everybody's a Quentin Tarantino fan. Not everybody likes Keanu Reeves. Not everybody likes Al Pacino, and just different things like that, for different various reasons. Some people out there don't like Martin Scorsese, even though it's not just because some people just don't like him and his movies, not for any other reason. They just don't like his movies, and they obviously don't know great fucking films. But some people just don't like him. I could easily say the same thing about Quentin Tarantino, but I also do realize at the same time that Quentin Tarantino is somebody who definitely, certainly, you got to have a certain taste for. Where Scorsese, he's done a different range of films as well, but he's really done made a bigger name for himself in certain genres of movies. So yeah, like when it comes to all that stuff with the reboots, I don't know. Like I said, it's just got to be well done, and it's got to be supervised. Get somebody over there to supervise it really good, and hopefully, if you're gonna redo something like that, like get the original people that did this concept and ideas and shit. At least get with them and try to get them to come in on board and help a little bit, or fucking consult them, so you don't go and fuck it all up. We see plenty of people do that too, right? We see that happen all the time too. But overall, I don't mind. I don't mind like remakes, reboots. Like I said, it's just got to be good. But like I said, for example, like I was saying, I got off base there. But the Point Break one, they went and they redid that movie and they called it Point Break, and everybody's like, "What the fuck? How are you gonna remake Point Break in the first place? You can't remake that movie." And at the same time, and I've talked about this several times too. If they make that movie that the remake or reboot or whatever of Point Break, if they make that exact movie like they made and call it something else, call it Maximum Velocity. Is that a movie? No, I'm thinking that's Terminal Velocity. Yeah, Maximum Velocity. Say they call it Maximum Velocity. Everybody's gonna go to the movie theater and be like, "Hey, we're here to see Maximum Velocity." They're gonna watch the movie and they're gonna go, "Huh? Why didn't they just call this movie fucking Point Break? This movie is just like Point Break. It's the same thing. This movie is Point Break. Why didn't they just name it Point Break? You know what I mean? 'Cause there's a double-edged sword. There's a just like it's not even a double-edged sword, really. I mean, there's really two things you can do with a movie that's like that when you're making a movie like that. Because is that really such an original idea? I don't know. It's just an undercover cop movie, right? And they're doing like extreme sports kind of stuff. That's about it. So you go and remake a movie or just do a movie that's like that, you've got one of two choices. You know what I mean? And what's the audience going to react more to? Saying, "Oh, fuck this reboot, this remake, fuck this shit." Or do they make this movie, call it something else, and everybody walks out of the movie going, "What the fuck did they just call this Point Break?" So, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a give and a take somewhere. You know what I mean? Do we want just like a new movie? Somebody says, "Hey, here's our original idea," and then people are just like, "Wow, this is fucking Point Break." So there's that, and that's not to say that whoever made the film just lacks originality. Then it's not to say that, but maybe it's to the point like maybe the studio that they're optioning it to is just like, this is a lot like our other movie. We just build on that and just go with that because we call this, and doing those same kind of things, saying people are going to say this movie is that anyway. So we might as well just instead of like trying to separate ourselves from it, we might as well just embrace it and be like, fuck it, whatever. Um, yeah, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about reboots and remakes? Like I said, I don't mind it, but it's got to be well done. And it's got to be, and it doesn't even have to be for a purpose. It doesn't have to be for a reason. Because the thing is all you're really getting is somebody's new interpretation of it, a different interpretation of it. You know what I mean? So, and that's not such a bad thing. That's not such a bad thing either. Getting somebody else's take on something. But because maybe it's something that inspired them. Maybe it's a movie they wanted to remake. Um, Like the Soska sisters said at the beginning of Rabid when we went and seen that, they're like, at some point, like the industry was going to remake this Cronenberg flick anyway. We figured we might as well do it, because we love this movie and we want to show it some love, and we made love to this movie. Is pretty much what they said, and I've got clips of all that. I'll make in a video later, but that's the thing is at some point some of this stuff is going to be rebooted, remade anyway. So it would probably be best if we at least get great filmmakers and stuff to try to do it. You know what I mean? But altogether, I don't really mind them. I don't mind them. Fanzine says I've seen it. Oh, you seen? What'd you see, Fanzine? You seen the Jay and Silent Bob reboot? Is that what you're talking about? I think so. Dylan's comic book rant says, "I love Clerks 2. That donkey show is wild." Oh man, I know it is. And I was thinking about that the other day, is because I think we watched it, I don't know, a couple months ago. He's like, it's called interspecies erotica. Interspecies erotica. Oh man. Oh, like I remember when that movie came out, I seen that line, I was just fucking busting up laughing. And you know what's funny is I had an assistant manager at the time where I worked at that looked like that guy that was playing the guy in the show. I can't even remember his name all of a sudden. But he looked just like that guy. He looked just like that. I mean, not exactly like, but he looked just like him, man. So but yeah. Yeah, that donkey show was great stuff too, and it was slowly building to it too, because you know what I mean. Like it was kind of going through the whole movie, like they're making jokes about it, talking about it. You see them making the plans, like, oh, get the fuck out of here, doing the fucking donkey show, and then they really do the donkey show. Even and like even though you watch it 10 times, 20 times, 100 times, you go back and you watch it again, it still gets you every time. Still gets you every time. Yeah, certainly. Fanzine says my name is actually in the end credits of Clerks 2. Really? Huh. What'd you do? Like, did you do something? Did you help with the movie in some sort of fashion or anything? That's pretty cool. Um, Dang. Is that busy here in the chat? Oh shit. You guys have been chatting in here, man. My thing's been frozen up here. Like it hasn't been scrolling. I haven't been seeing y'all commenting. That's cool. In the end of Clerks 2. The reverse donkey show. Yeah, that was funny. Darth Rocco says, I went to Kevin Smith's comic book shop in Jersey. It was a cool shop, and I met the comic book man. Yeah, I was gonna say because I think I don't think Brian O'Hanlon, the guy that plays Dante, works there. It's the other guy, Walt Flanagan. Isn't it Walt Flanagan that works there in the comic shop? He was the guy in like God, what was that? Was it Mallrats? And he was even in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. He's the guy that goes, "You tell him, Steve Dave." He was also actually in Clerks. Also, he played a couple of roles in Clerks. Also, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name, Walt Flanagan. Yeah, and that'd be cool. I want to go back to that shop too because I think they have a Jay and Silent Bob Secret Stash in L.A. somewhere here. That'd be cool to go to. I would want to go there someday. But yeah, I'd like to go to the one there in Jersey as well, the original one. That would be cool. Blast It or Stash It Comics. What's up, man? How you doing? Um, let's see. Nathan McGame says nothing better than killing pedos. That's right. That's right. I think even I think they even said that in Deadpool 2, right? Best friends go out killing pedophiles together. Yes, they certainly should. Darth Vaco says, Tommy, you ever seen that show they had, Comic Book Men? They act the same way in real life. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever seen the show, or maybe I seen a couple episodes of it. Nathan McGame says they could combine the Punisher and Black Widow stories into a film. They could. I mean, easily. They easily could. And that'd be cool, and they actually could, even with Bucky Barnes too, obviously. But yeah, I mean, and that would be great. Could you imagine? Oh man, that would be a fucking great show. Punisher, Black Widow, and fucking Bucky Barnes. Could you imagine? We'd have to have Zemo in that shit. You know what I'm saying? We'd have to have Zemo. we would definitely. Oh man, we got to get some Red Skull up in that shit too. I don't give a fuck. We got to get him up in there, and then man, we definitely got to get Doctor Zola in his robot body. Man, yeah, dude. That yeah. Um, definitely. Um, Tommy says I have. I never liked Walt. Oh, you never liked Walt? That's funny. I don't know why, but he seems annoying. Yeah, that's funny. He said he is. He tried to be so serious with me, like I was gonna rob him or something. Mike was cool with me. That's funny. Um, but I'm not sure which one Mike is. Mike. Like I said, I'll have to go. I'll have to go check out that show. Um, yeah. Mike, Brian, and Ming. All right. Perp Minded, what's up? Thank you so much for being here. Christy says chocolate edibles are better. Yes, they are. And that's true. They absolutely are. But yeah, that was a funny part in that movie too, because they're like, man, we can handle this stuff. Next thing you know, they're out. They're out. Man, that was pretty funny. And you know what? I thought the reboot of the movie was funny as well, and the actors they had playing it. Because in case you guys don't know, I mean, I guess it's not spoiling. You can go look it up on IMDb. But the Val Kilmer is in Jay and Silent Bob reboot. He's actually playing Blunt Man, and it's absolute hilarity. And that's what I was gonna say is who is this girl? Okay, I thought that was her. Okay, that was the girl who played Supergirl that was in that was playing Chronic. I thought it was like because I seen it, I'm like because I've never watched Supergirl. I've never watched that TV show, so I didn't know. But I'm like I'm pretty sure that's the girl who plays Supergirl. Okay, and it is. Yeah, good deal. Um, but yeah, chocolate edibles are better. Um, didn't get to meet Brian and Ming. Ming was on vacation. Um, guess they work different shifts. Yeah. Brian doesn't work there. He only hangs out. Well, hey, fuck it, might as well. You know what I mean? Um, at Darth Michael, really, as for as often as they had him in the show, you'd think he did. Maybe meet him next time you go. Yeah, for sure, man. That'd be cool, man. I want to, like I said, I want to go to that one of these times. Did you like the Total Recall and RoboCop reboots? The Total Recall one. You know what? If that's the one I'm thinking of, that's the one that had Colin Farrell, right? Didn't they have Colin Farrell in Total Recall? Um, I thought that movie it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It just I grew up on the original one. You know what I mean? I grew up on that Arnold Schwarzenegger one. And the thing is like with the movie like a Total Recall, the time it came out at, the people who made that film, the, even Arnold Schwarzenegger being in it, there's still like the Total Recall. That movie is great, and really does kind of stand the test of time. Really, I mean, it's a great movie even today. I own it on Blu-ray even. But it's a great movie, and but the thing is, it's got a slight bit of cheesiness to it still. You know what I mean? It's got that a little bit of cheese to it, and that's a good thing. Movies like this should have some cheese to it. But that new one, the new Total Recall, if I remember, if it's the one I'm remembering right, it doesn't have that cheesiness to it. It's a little bit more serious. You know, like it's more a little bit more of an action sci-fi flick as opposed to being, like having that little bit of cheesiness. It takes itself a little bit more seriously. And while I like that, I think that's some, and that I think it was a smart move, something they did to make it a little bit different in the movie. And believe me, at the time when the Total Recall was originally being made, that one, like, I don't think they were making anything to be slapstick in it or anything funny like that. Because like that movie was like pretty cutting edge for its time. You know what I mean? It really was. I mean, there's no joking about that. But again, there's still just a slight cheesiness to it at parts. You know what I mean? There's just like some things in there that add to a little bit of cheesiness to it, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because while that movie definitely it like took itself seriously, but it still had fun with like in some of that. I mean, it didn't take itself too seriously. Where I think the newer one, it kind of did. It kind of did a little bit more. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it was a smart play. Was it as good as the original? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But did I like it? I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I can't say that I had any real complaints about it. I didn't feel, and I think I rented that one from Redbox, and you only spend $1 renting it or something, and I didn't feel it all ripped off or anything. It was worth it, and I was like, kind of wish I'd have seen it in the movie. I wouldn't have mind seeing that at the big theater. So I wouldn't say that it was bad in that movie in that way where I wouldn't say like, man, Spent too much fucking money watching this in IMAX. And the RoboCop reboot, I thought that one was actually okay. I thought that one was actually okay. And I'd have to watch it again. I'd have to watch, and I'd really actually like to watch both of them again, just to give you a more definitive answer. But I do remember watching both of them, thinking like they're not bad. Because even the RoboCop one, I thought it wasn't bad. But again, I grew up on the original RoboCop. You know what I mean? Like when that came out when I was a kid. Like I'm emotionally attached to that one. You know what I mean? Um, Peter Weller's in it. What was his name? The other guy, Ronnie Cox. You know, he's in that movie. He's great in it. Uh, just that movie is just a great movie. Um, and nothing's really it's almost unfair to even try to compare it to that. You know what I mean? It's just somebody else is trying to remake it in a different, like trying to hold true to that while still making it, updating it and making it something your own. So I mean, both of those movies I thought were pretty good. They weren't terrible. Like I said, when I got to the end of watching each one of them, I wouldn't say they were terrible or bad films at all. Could they have been better? Yeah, sure. Most movies could be better. But overall, I thought they were okay. Now, like I said, though, compared to the originals that I am emotionally attached to since my childhood, because they are part of my childhood, no, they're not that great. But for what they did with the movies, they were good. Plus, we got the updated technology and higher tech stuff now, and we can see like the future isn't exactly what we thought it was going to be. Some of those fantastical ideas and shit like that. I mean, I thought they were still decent. They were still decent. Curtis YZ says maximum velocity. The Conan movie with Jason Momoa was not needed either. You know what? I haven't seen that movie. If it's on something where I can watch it for free, I might give it a watch to see if it's okay. But yeah. But really, when it comes down to it, though, no movie is needed. Though no movie is needed. Um, um, Darth Wacko says, I thought they were terrible in my opinion. Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm not saying they were the greatest. I'm not saying they're great films. But when I got done watching them, I thought, man, that was good. It was good. It wasn't bad. I wasn't dissatisfied. I wasn't upset after I had seen them. I'll put it to you that way. I wasn't upset, but like as far like I wouldn't say they were terrible though. But if you think that, hey man, more power to you, and that's fine. I'm not gonna try to change your mind about that because obviously I can't, and that's not what I'm here for anyway. I'm not here to change your mind on stuff. I'm just here to speak my opinions and why I feel the way I do about stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you have your reasons for that too. Curtis YZ says Point Break was meh. Obviously, original was better, or was badass. Yeah, yeah. I didn't watch the remake or the reboot. Man, I can't remember what is that. Is that one? I think that one qualifies as a remake, not a reboot. But yeah, I haven't seen that one. I want to watch it though. I do want to watch it. And Red Dawn. Yeah, that's another one. Blasted or Stash It Comics. Red Dawn. I would. I didn't see the. I don't think I've seen the remake on that. I don't think I've seen the remake. I do remember the original though. I remember the original. Yeah, uh that one was okay. That was okay. It was like one of those older kind of like it's an older '80s flick. Yeah. Darth Backo says reboots miss in my opinion. Yeah, and like I said, it just kind of it depends on. For me, it depends on a lot of factors. I mean, like what's the reason? Why are they doing it? Is somebody doing it? I mean, are they doing it just to do it? And like I said, sometimes are they doing it because it's a thing where like somebody's making this movie and it's so close to this, we might as well just make it this, So I don't know. Sometimes I think there's a fine line to walk there. I mean, some decisions got to be made at some point, and maybe sometimes in the name of profit. Unfortunately, they do. That's what it comes down to sometimes. Perp Minus says, "I can't wait to see Dolomite." Yeah, that I haven't seen the trailer for it or anything, but it sounds interesting. It sounds like an interesting idea, except for especially like recently Eddie Murphy, like some of his comments apologizing for like his old stand-ups and stuff, and then he's going to be doing this movie. It just kind of makes me wonder, like, why are you doing that? Like, are they going to be pulling a bunch of hard punches in this Dolomite movie that he's like, man, I might as well start kissing ass now, man, before I start having to kiss a lot more. But yeah, Dolomite should be good. Dolomite should be good. The Trash Stash, what is up? How are you doing? I don't think I've ever seen you here on the stream before. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you subscribe, man. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like, give this video a like, or give it a thumbs down if you don't like it either. That's all good. What you could also do, if you'd like, you could always send, if you'd like to make a donation to the channel, become a monthly Patreon supporter. You can always do that in the links below, right here. You can see that moving across the screen right there. Yeah, you see all those names and everything coming up right there. Yeah, all these awesome people, they are Patreon supporters. They're awesome Patreon supporters, and they donate just as little as $1, a month. You can do it via Patreon supporter, or you can even just send direct donations via Streamlabs. It's cool. You don't have to though. I'm always here flapping my gums talking about shit anyway. So yeah, and all these people are awesome. We got Tara, Russell, Carrie, Drunk 3PO, Tracy, Michelle, Marty McFly Jr., and Joseph. All great people, all great supporters that do greatly appreciate everybody that does that. Again, it's nothing that's required. Like I said, I'm always here flapping my gums anyway, but yeah. You guys should do that if you want to. It'd be mighty awesome of you. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. And yeah, again, thank you for being here, Trash Dash. He says, Dylan's comic book says he was the crazy guy. He was the crazy egg guy in Clerks. Yeah, the guy, the teacher, the counselor. I think he was a counselor, right? Yep. The Trash Dash says, do you think Tom Berenger would have been a good choice to play the Punisher? I always thought he would have been the best. Maybe back, you mean like Tom Berenger maybe back in the 80s, like maybe a little bit around the time that they did the Dolph Lundgren one, maybe a little bit before that. You might be right. Like around, was it Bull Durham? No, it was Major League. Wasn't it Major League? Around those times? Yeah, maybe so. Tom Berenger would be good. I think Tom Berenger would be good. And I like Tom Berenger. I think Tom Berenger's a good actor. Yeah, I think he would. I think I would. He would be. He would be a good Punisher. And I'm not into fan casting or anything. But at this point, these people are old enough. We're not fan casting for stuff. But because we know these people's bodies of work and whether they could play in roles, I think Tom Berenger could be a good Punisher. I mean, depending on what kind of Punisher movie it's going to be, I think it could be good. Because I like Thomas Jane's Punisher. I thought he was really good in that movie. And again, because he fit the role in the movie that they were making in that particular movie. But altogether, it's just a good movie anyway. The Thomas Jane Punisher. But yeah, I think Tom Berenger could be he could be a great Punisher because I thought Dolph Lundgren was was a perfectly good Punisher too. Come on, God. For years I'm asking you why. Why are the innocent dead and the guilty alive? Where is justice? Where is punishment? Let's see. Dylan O'Connor says, I'm okay with Robert Pattinson as Batman, but I still want Josh Brolin to play the more grizzled look. As far as what you mean, like Robert Pattinson as Batman? Yeah, I don't have any problem with Robert Pattinson being Batman. I'm pretty eager to see it. As a matter of fact, God, who was the name they just added? I can't remember the guy. I was talking about that earlier in the show. The guy they just added to the roster to play the Riddler. It's not Paul Hogue. What is his name? It's not Paul Feig. I can't remember the dude's name all of a sudden. But I was gonna say I've seen that guy in several films as well, and he's really good. He is a good actor. Let's see, where is that? Surprised it's not on here somewhere. All that clickbaity news out there. Where's it at? I don't see it. Let me see if I can find it on here. But yeah, they got that guy that's being cast to play the Riddler now, and he's a good actor too. Paul Dano, is that his name? Paul Dano. Yeah, and I've seen. Okay, yeah, let's check his name out on IMDb because I know I've seen him in several flicks, and I thought he was really good as well. Paul Dano. Okay, let's see. Let's check his filmography. He's been in 40 He's been an actor in 40 different movies and stuff. And I remember, God, what was the first thing I remember seeing him in? He's been the Emperor's Club, The Girl Next Door. Okay, he was in The Girl Next Door, which I remember that movie too. That was a good movie. Um, well, at the time I thought it was pretty good. Taking Lives. He was in Taking Lives. Wonder if I remember that one too. He played young Asher. There was one I remember him being in. I was like, ooh, that was a really good one. He was in There Will Be Blood. That movie was great. The Light and the Sufferer, Explicit Ills, Gigantic, Taking Woodstock, The Good Heart, Where the Wild Things Are. He's in that. The Extra Man, Night and Day. God, what's the one he was in that I remember seeing him in? Cowboys and Aliens, For Ellen, Flat Screen, Being Flynn, Ruby Sparks, Looper. I'm gonna say he was in Looper. God, where's the one I remember him being in? And there's another actor out there that has somewhat his same kind of look as well. That was, oh man, I don't see him on this list. This movie that I'm thinking of, that I was trying to think of that he was in, or maybe I'm just not. Maybe I'm just thinking of a different movie altogether. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, he's a good actor. And, you know, so I think I've seen him in like three different movies that I know of for sure that I've seen, and he's a good actor. Been in been in a handful of movies. Yeah, and as far as Josh Brolin, I mean, I like Josh Brolin, and shit, he's been in a bunch of good movies. You ever seen No Country for Old Men? That movie was fucking great. It was a really good one. Some people, you know, it's a Coen Brothers flick, so a lot of people won't like that one, but I do because I like the Coen Brothers flicks anyway. Do you know any Coen Brothers movie that isn't good? There might be one out there. There might be one out there people don't like. Um, but yeah, I'm okay with Robert Pattinson. Um, let's see. Total Recall. Total Recall is great. Effing hilarious. Yeah, I love the first original Total Recall. Okay, yeah, it was Colin Farrell. Um, man, did I just jump again? Am I that far behind? Yeah, it was a little cheesy while being good. Um, Let's see. Yeah, Robo was decent. Yeah, both these movies were directed by Paul Verhoeven. Um, oh, okay. Oh, really? Let's see. Paul Verhoeven did which ones? No, not Verb. Ver. There we go. Uh, let's see. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. He did the original RoboCop. Man, he's been doing movies for a while, huh? Since the 70s, we got Fourth Man, Flesh and Blood. Oh, The Hitchhiker, the TV series. RoboCop, Total Recall. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, both of those. Yeah, he did Basic Instinct. That was good too. Showgirls. Hell, I think I seen Showgirls at the movie theater when I was a teenager. Starship Troopers. Oh yeah, Hollow Man. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't seen Tricked. That's a 2012 movie. I'll have to check that out. And Black Book. I haven't seen that. And L looks like a new one he just did in 2016. Wow, I've Paul Verhoeven. I think I just haven't seen any of his movies that are older than. Doesn't look I've seen any of his movies that are older than RoboCop, which it looks like most of them are more. Maybe with the exception of the Fourth Man and Flesh and Blood, the rest of them look like they were maybe like more kind of foreignish kind of films. But yeah, it looks like I've seen most of that dude's movies. Yeah, yeah, and obviously he's a good director. Um, yeah, RoboCop answer. Yeah, Recall reboot. More of a letdown in comparison. Oh yeah, yeah for sure. Um, yeah, it wasn't as good as the original. Like I said, some of these things like they can't be you can't touch them because you're emotionally invested in them anyway. Especially if you're my age and you grew up with them. Trash Dash has they need to do a Total Recall sequel with a four boobed woman. Hey, baby, you made me wish I had four hands. I'm gonna have to start using my feet. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, Sniper, Tom Berenger. Yeah, yeah, Sniper was a good one. I remember that movie. That was a good one. Thomas Jane was good too. Yeah, that was a good one. The one I still haven't seen is Punisher Warzone, and I've heard that one's great. Um, I think Tom was pretty good in the sniper movies. Actually, yeah, he was. He was. Darth Wacko says, "Did you see? Did you see the short Thomas Jane on on YouTube for the Punisher?" I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I think I may have heard about that though. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out because yeah, I thought he did good as Punisher in that role. Again, for that movie, that particular movie, that version they did there was pretty good. Jonah Hill. Uh, Jonah Hill's a pretty good actor. But like he's not. I was thinking of the other guy I was thinking of Paul Dano. But yeah, no, Jonah Hill is no longer going to be in the. Apparently, he's not going to be attached to any of the DC movies anymore. Like that fell through or whatnot. Is what I was just hearing the other day. Behringer's character in Platoon, yeah, he was great in Platoon too. And I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I need to get that one because I remember seeing that, and it's been quite a few years since I've seen that. But like we didn't watch a whole lot of these movies when I was growing up because my father was a Marine. He never talked about the Marines. He didn't talk about being the Marines, and he certainly didn't watch war movies like that. Yeah, there was none of that. But I mean, there was still like action flicks and stuff like that. I mean, he used to watch action flicks, but like ones about like the military stuff like that, no, nope. Rambo at best. But again, that wasn't really like dealing with being in the military, where like Full Metal Jacket is, you know. Um, Warzone was best. Yeah, I still need to see that one. Um, I still need to see that one. Darth Wacko says, I think it was called The Laundromat. Okay, I'll check that out. The Laundromat. Warzone just came closest to portraying the Punisher. Yeah, and I remember the trailers and just everything I've seen about that one. It looked like it too. It looked like a crazy shoot 'em up, just crazy action flick, which is what it needs to be. It needs to be violent and crazy and shoot 'em up and yeah, bang bang. Blaster Stash says Thomas Jane fight with the Russian was possibly one of the best fights in cinema. Yeah, exactly. That's just a classic. Yeah, that's a classic scene. Classic scene from a good movie. Just from a good movie. You know what I mean? Because the movie just altogether was really good. And yeah, and that is a classic scene as well. The fight with the Russian. I've talked about that one several times here, on the channel. Tommy says with Kevin Nash. Okay. Check out the Laundromat if you didn't. It's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to do that. You know, yeah. I wonder how old that is. No Country is awesome. Yeah. No Country for Old Men is an awesome movie. Hollow Man was badass. That was a good one too. Wasn't that the one with Kevin Bacon? Uh, Kevin Bacon and Elizabeth Shue, I think. Uh, yeah, that was a good one. Um, I'm pretty sure that was yeah Kevin Bacon, Elizabeth Shue, Josh Brolin, Kim Dickens, Greg Grunberg, Joey Slotnick, Mary Randall, William Devane. Man, there's just a great cast. Yeah, and that one was a good one too. That was a good one. Hollow Man, and man, I want to say I seen that at the movie theater too when I was younger. And God, remember what was the other one that Chevy Chase did? Memoirs of an Invisible Man, which was like somewhat similar to that. I guess you could say. But yeah, it was like pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. But yeah, remember Chevy Chase's take on that? Yeah, that was a good one. Chevy Chase is just a damn good actor too. Anyway. Too bad he's getting old, man. We need a new Chevy Chase. There's not really a new Chevy Chase out there. He's one of those characters, man. He's one of those characters. I fucking love Chevy Chase. You know what I mean? Chevy Chase is my childhood. Like, when I think of growing on vacations, when we went on vacations as a kid, I think of that shit like it was a Chevy Chase movie, like it was a vacation movie, because, like, shit like that happened on our adventures, when I was growing up as a kid, because we drove on a lot of our vacations. We drove to wherever and stayed at places, stayed with relatives, camped out, just different shit. And it was fucking fun, man. And that's why those vacation movies always kind of hit home with me. They hold a special place in my heart because that's what we did. It was fun. Um, ooh, almost dropped my water there. Tommy says, would love to see another Dread movie. That last one was pretty decent. Is that the one that they did that's got Keith Urban? Is that his name? No, not Keith Urban. Is it Keith Urban? Is that his name? No, Keith Urban's the damn singer, right? Carl Urban. Carl Urban. Is that the one with Carl Urban in it? That Dread movie that you're talking about? I've heard about that movie because I heard it didn't basically get any push or any fucking kind of anything whatsoever. But I heard it was a really good movie. And I still haven't seen that one. And I need to. And I've been meaning to watch that one. Darth Waco says Paul also did Hollow Man, which I thought was underrated. Yeah, Hollow Man it's a damn good movie. Yeah, I don't know if it's underrated. Only because I don't know what people think of it. But yeah, I thought that one was a good one when that came out. I remember that was a good one. And last time I remember seeing it, it was good. I can't see that. I can see that, but Thomas Jane was badass to me, and the movie was so many memorable scenes: Russian giant, badass muscle car, shooting knife, funny side characters, badass redemption, well rounded. Yeah, it was a good. Yeah. The Thomas Jane Punisher was really good. I never saw Dread with Carl Urban. Yeah. And I've heard it was really great. Darth Wacko, Tommy says that Darth Wacko was really good and had the comic book feel. Yeah, you know what? Like me, I still like the '80s or the '90s cheesy one with Rob Schneider and everything in it too. It's so hell, I thought that one was good too. I mean, just because the time era it came out in, like you watch it today, you're like, oh yeah, that movie's fucking cheese. But by today's standards and stuff, yeah, sure. But at the time when I was a little kid, man, I ate that shit up. That was good stuff. That was good stuff, man. But I've heard the one with Carl Urban is just legit. I heard it's good. Um, Curtis says it was freaky. It felt like I was in his invisible shoes. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Hollow Man. Yeah. Tommy says I have the Jane movie. I had the Thomas Jane movies as well, and the Lundgren one. Only one I haven't been able to get is Warzone. It's a bit harder to get. Huh. Crazy. Yeah, and I haven't seen the Lundgren one in a long time, but I do remember seeing it. I remember thinking it was pretty good. Just one of those crazy kind of late '80s shoot 'em up action flicks. I was watching it on Netflix. Not sure if they still have it though. Yeah, they always rotate everything out. Always the good ones, Um, yeah. Yeah, okay, it was Carl Logan. Stallone was funny as Dredd. Yeah, yeah, he was. It was just Stallone doing his Stallone thing in a Judge Dredd uniform. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But all right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and let you all go for the night. I'm gonna go see if I can get a comic book read before I get to sleep. I'm gonna try to get some good sleep tonight, man. I would say I'm gonna try to sleep in, but that never seems to happen. And then I'm gonna see if I can get some videos shot this weekend. And guys, look forward tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna definitely do this. I've been meaning to do my 500 subscriber giveaway, and I just haven't done it. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna do the 500 subscriber giveaway tomorrow, and we're almost to 600 already. You know what I'm saying? We're almost to 600 now. And look, and don't forget, but the next giveaway, I probably won't be on when I hit 600 subscribers. I mean, we're almost there in the first place, and everybody, like everybody that's already there, because we're about to hit 600 anyway. You're all going to be included. Everybody's gone until, for the 500 subscriber giveaway, everybody that's subscribed up till now, you're still going to be included in as long as you've subscribed to the channel and commented on this video or any of the videos until tomorrow when I pick the winner for the giveaways that I was doing. And the giveaways I was doing was for a, where'd they go? Was for a copy of X-Men Dark Phoenix, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, and Secret Life of Pets. Those are all going to be given away. I will be giving those away tomorrow. We'll get that all done and taken care of. Been meaning to do it. But the next giveaway isn't going to be at 600. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, my 1 year here on the channel, my 1 year anniversary is going to be coming up here at the end of November, on November 29th, as a matter of fact. It's on a Friday even. How convenient. So I'm probably going to see what I can do about putting together a live stream, see if I can invite some people on, see if we're going to have a whole bunch of fun for my 1 year anniversary here on YouTube. But what I'm going to be doing there is, for that, I'm going to be giving away a copy of the trade paperback of Neon Future, which is actually my favorite indie book of the year for several different reasons. But I'm going to be doing that on November 29th. And to get into that, you gotta make sure that you're subscribed. You know what I mean? And you might as well hit that little bell, so the notifications are turned on, so you know when that video is going to go live and we're going to do these giveaways. But also to get entered, you got to be subscribed and you got to leave a comment in this video or any of the videos, and all of that good stuff. But for the specific one with the trade paperback, I'm going to do a video on that one telling you guys what you got to do to be entered into that giveaway, because it will be just for U.S. residents as well. But that's all I have for this evening, folks. Thank you all so much. He says, okay, I may have missed it. What's at the bottom of your shit? Oh, instant asshole, just add beer. Instant asshole, just add beer. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's all I've got for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Trailer Park Live. I hope you all had a good time today. I know I have. It's always a good time anytime I get to come here and hang out and relax with you guys. In case you are new, like Box Hype, I don't know if I've ever seen you here before, the Trash Stash. If you are a new viewer, typically here on Friday nights, I just cut loose and hang out a little bit more. Where in my videos that I normally do here, I don't be so critical or anything. My main goal here on the channel is to get people into reading comic books, is to get people out to the movie theater to see some of the movies that I like, and we can get back here and talk about movies, or is to get somebody into listening to some of the music that I like so we can have a conversation about it and talk about those things. I'm here to share my love of things. I'm not here to tear stuff down. I am here to be critical at the same time, though. So I'm just here to share my love of all of these different things. So that's what I'm here for. And hopefully, like I said, if you're new, please make sure you're subscribed. It would be greatly appreciated if you're a subscriber. And like I said, you guys who come here to these live streams are pretty much what make them what they are. This Friday one, like I said, I'm more hanging out, just kind of relaxing. Where in my videos, I don't get so critical and things, and I cut loose here on Friday nights on the Trailer Park Live. I get rated R. I start cursing and just saying shit and being more critical of shitty comic books or shitty movies or anything like that, or people who are being fucking assholes. And I've got something to say about it. You know what I mean? That's what I do here on the Trailer Park Live. But during my normal videos, just doing comic book reviews, just sharing, just modest opinions on things, trying to get other people's feedback and just trying to provide some sort of value to the people who come here to my channel. And then I also do the morning movie chats it hasn't been every single day here during the week, but I have been kind of changing that up. So it's going to be about 4 days a week where I do the morning movie chats at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I just talk about movies for about an hour, sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit less. I've had a few guests on that show, like Stevie J's Reviews has come on the show a couple of times. The other, I don't know, a little over a month ago now, I think we had Mads Mama Bear there on the show. I had a really great conversation with her, and it's always a good time, like I said, anytime that you guys show up to sit here and watch me flap my gums. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel tonight. You all have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you all tomorrow for that giveaway that I'm going to be doing. We'll see you all tomorrow or in the next video. Later. Oh, come on, change, man. What's going on with this thing? Oh, man. Oh. What? Oh, not even the right one. Yeah, there we go. You guys have a great night.